Good morning. As we continue to emerge from this pandemic, life seems to be getting busier, and I'm sure that's true for many of us. Despite all those well-intentioned promises in the middle of lockdowns that we'd never let things get as busy as they were, there seem to be lots of plates spinning in the air at the moment, don't there? Now, when this happens, when life gets busy, different people have different ways of responding, don't they? So Sally, my wife, she makes copious lists on post-it notes. She has reminders on her phone that ping every couple of minutes. She has what I call a more relaxed approach, but either way, the added pressures of coming out of the pandemic have made life more challenging for lots of us. Now, the story about Jesus visiting Mary and Martha's home can be reassuring for us, particularly those of us who are juggling many pressures at the moment. Mary and Martha, who are two sisters, open their home to Jesus as he travels with his disciples. As Martha hurries to get everything ready, Mary simply sits at the feet of Jesus and listens to the wisdom of Christ. Now Martha quickly becomes frustrated with the fact that Mary isn't helping her, and she complains to Jesus. And Jesus replies and he says to her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and you're upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So when I read this story, the first thing that strikes me is there were lots of jobs to do, with only one person, Martha, taking notice of the seemingly ever-growing to-do list. Now, you might be able to picture that happening where you are. The mountain of jobs, that age-old question, is anyone going to help with these? There was too much to do, too much for one person to accomplish. The second thing that strikes me are Jesus' words to Martha. And they make me wonder, what were the expectations that were going on there? Who else was in the house? Were other people who lived there expecting Martha to crack on? Were they expecting that Mary would do the same? Expectations of others can often define our actions, can't they? The way that we behave. And then the third thing that really strikes me is the way that Jesus talks to Martha. We can never be sure, can we, of the way that words are spoken. So when we look at the story and the words that Jesus said to her, we can read it in this way. "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things, and there is only need for one thing." Or you can read it like this. "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things, but there is only need for one thing." So when I read this story, there's the option of reading it in a way that leads me to beating myself up. Look, John, there are all these jobs to do, and now there's another job to do. You have to spend time with Jesus. But that's not the way I think this is meant to be read. What I hear when I read this story is Jesus offering Martha the gift of time, offering Martha to come and sit at his feet and to lay down her worries, to lay down her cares and her concerns. The jobs will still be there. There will still be things to do, but this time out with Jesus gives us a fresh perspective. So this morning, I'd like to invite you to read this story, especially if you are someone whose plate is full at the moment. And just to ask yourself this question: in what way is God giving me the gift of time? In what way is God giving me permission to put down the things that I am carrying me, that are burdening me? The things that are causing me concern? The things that are causing me a world of care? In what way is God giving me permission to simply sit and to spend time with him? Now, any time is a good time to draw closer to God. It can be while you're out running in the morning, it can be while you're driving to work or to drop the kids off at school. But we don't want that to be an extra burden for those of you who are filled up with jobs and lists of things to do. We'd like you to be able to spend just a little bit of time with God each day. And our prayer is that time will feel like an invitation. That time will feel like a gift. Not just another job to do, that it will be a gift that brings life and energy and a new perspective that sets you free into your future. God bless.